Shove it, man!
Alright, it's The Hawk, and it's Ring of the Hawk Season 6, the show where we watch back a wrestler's short run with a company, and at the end we shove them a final grade to see if they can do the JOB to the HAWK. And of course,
if you know a wrestler who can do the JOB to the HAWK any night, any day, ha ha! Shove their name down in the comments, Jack!
And today it's a YouTube request by Retro Piledriver 1558, and it's also a video that I've wanted to make for a long time. So far on this season we've had Tessa Blanchard and Kane's brother the Undertaker as a hardcore champion. So I would love Kane to find a way to surpass his brother's grade here. You gotta see if you're wondering. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I promise you're in for a real treat. Better than any girl down your street. Alright, it's Unabomb Kane. Will this video make the Hawk insane? Yes, this is Kane before he was Kane. It's even before he was a dentist. This is 1995 and it's Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Kane's first run on a televised wrestling show. If I've missed out any of the matches, I apologise, but it's not so easy getting this stuff, but I believe the Hawk has pretty much nailed it. Match 1's going to be a tag match. The Rock and Roll Express take on Eddie Gilbert and his partner, Unabomb. Oh god, that is an ugly attire. It's interesting to see that everyone has been spelling his name wrong all these years. There's actually no B on the end of it. Presumably they didn't want to risk it. It's good to see that he loved red and black even back then though. Look at the size of this man. He removes his mask to reveal a beautiful blonde mullet. Unabomb shoves Morton down and celebrates. It's not going well for Morton as Unabomb runs through him. Robert Gibson makes a blind tag and the Rock and Roll knock Kane down for double elbow. He's quickly back up though and back down again from a double dropkick. Unabomb runs from the ring but quickly charges back into it. He tries to catch Gibson and slam him but Morton dropkicks the pile over for a 1 count. They both keep trying to pin him but no one's getting more than ones. Kane tags out. He's not done much in this match so far but he's still managed to look like a force. He returns quickly holding Morton still so Gilbert can smack him one. Unabomb hits some smacks of his own but it's not quite the Kane strikes that we're used to. Gibson is dragged out of the ring over the top as Morton lands a flying smack to Kane. The ref throws the match out for DQ as these were the rules back in the day. Well, that was the definition of someone having literally nothing but a look. He didn't manage a thing, but he still stands out as a scary dude. The debut is a D. Match 2 will be a Royal Rumble match, so you'd think Unabomb would be winning this one, especially with Kane's record of eliminations in Rumble matches. The Gangsters are eliminated before Kane can even enter. I wanted to see Kane versus New Jack. Smoky Mountain just never did what was best for business. Kane ends up entering towards the end of the match with everyone stopping to stare at him. Kane starts powerbombing every man in the ring. 4 men are powerbombed and they're destroyed. He throws out George South, Scotty McGeever, the half-man, half-wolf and Tommy Pittner. He has completely cleared the ring. Ricky Morton enters and he isn't scared of Unabomb. Morton keeps trying to outpace him. Bomb manages to catch him with a scoop slam so Morton resorts to kicking him in the slash zone. Unabomb's friend Eddie Gilbert enters and he throws powder in his eyes and eliminates him. For some reason, Unabomb and Eddie Gilbert are both declared the winners of the match. They're going to share $5,000 prize money. Eddie Gilbert tells us that his friend doesn't do powerbombs, he does Unabombs. This was a much nicer look into the past of the future Big Red Machine. He went on a rampage, eliminated some guys and won the damn match. This one gets a B. Match 3 is a singles match. Robert Gibson from the Rock and Roll Express faces £335, the Demon of Destruction, Unabomb. Gibson starts out of an ineffective smack. Unabomb smacks him a few times in the corner before Gibson returns the favour. Eddie Gilbert causes a distraction, but Unabomb runs into his own man. The Gibson dropkick sends Kane dumping in his mask with fear to the outside. He returns by locking on a bear hug, but Gibson fights that off. Kane gets a 2 off a simple smack. He won't give up and he hits the backbreaker and almost a choke bomb too. He looks to finish Gibson off with a leg drop but misses that. Gibson drops him with a clothesline before Eddie Gilbert stops his momentum. He's about to hit the Unabomb when Ricky Morton rushes the ring with a steel chair. The match is thrown out for DQ. But after this match it's revealed that Eddie Gilbert has been fired and rumour has it the Unabomb has already found a new partner. I wonder who that could be. It was going along okay but it ended too soon. It's a D. Match 4 tag match. The half-man, half-wolf and Anthony Michaels take on the dynamic duo of Al Snow and Unabomb. Bomb has a cape now too. Snow goes to the commentary desk and isn't sweating this match. Bomb quickly catches Michaels and hits a backbreaker. He isn't finished with the jobber and hits a back suplex. Only pins are being made here. And there's a dropkick from Kane, a move he only busted out a few times in the WWF. Al Snow keeps screaming great job. Unabomb is bored now so he finishes off the Wolfman with his bomb. It's over. Very fun is to see from the Hawk. Unabomb's a bad winner though, and the beatdown continues until the Rock and Roll Express make the save, and they challenge them to a match right now. And that's what we get. Match 5 is Unabomb and Al Snow versus the Rock and Roll Express. Snow isn't taking this one lightly though, and actually starts out wrestling for his team. It doesn't go well for him though, and he tags Unabomb. Kane drags him out of the ring as the match breaks down. The dynamic duo hit a double elbow to Gibson. Morton is too injured and dumps all the way to the back. He returns with a steel chair and the match is thrown out. Kane is smacked out of the ring. Nothing to say about the second match really, it's an S. Match 6 will see the continuation of this incredible tag team. George South and Anthony Michaels versus Al Snow and the Unabomb. Once again, Al Snow heads to the commentary desk. George South doesn't have any ideas and he's terrified of being in Kane's corner. He scrambles away from the punches and tags out. Michaels is choked in the corner by Kane's boot. He sends the jobber running now, who manages to hit him with a middle rope back elbow to no effect, and Unabomb kicks him down. The big red bomb with a clothesline now. He also hits the big boot, which is the setup for the Unabomb. He looks to make the cover when Al Snow just springboard splashes into the ring for the free. No tag was ever made. They aren't finished though, and Bomb assists Al Snow with a missile dropkick. Pretty fun match. Again, it helps that these are essentially single smashes with Snow just chilling on the outside. It's a C. I do like how they're building up Unabomb's undefeated streak too. Can't possibly complain about his booking so far. Match 7 is Kenny Arden and Larry Santo, who somehow looks like a smashed up version of Kane from the Ruthless Aggression era. They face the dynamic duo Unabomb and Al Snow. Wow, Snow is actually starting this one. He does well and tags Kane in. Kane hits a scoop slam with the other jobber rushing the ring, so Kane drops one on top of the other. The commentary team make comparisons between Unabomb and the Undertaker. Kane suplexes Santo onto the rope so Snow can do something. The big man comes back in but gets clotheslined. Kane has no problem picking him up either. Wow, Kane powerbombs him with ease and Al Snow wins with the springboard splash. It's a C. The feud with the Rock and Roll Express seems to be continuing, with the dynamic duo dressing up as the Express and acting like complete goofballs. That is a face right there that only a mother could love. Unfortunately, Unabomb never seems to talk and just pulls stupid faces. Match 8, Larry Santo and the Wolfman versus the dynamic duo. Bomb beats Santo down and sends him from the ring. He clubs him on the apron for a bit, which allows Snow to hit a springboard leg drop. Unabomb boots him and tags out. The next move is interesting. It's like a Harlem sidekick from Kane. Insane athleticism. Kane isn't done though and slams Wolfman again into Al Snow's leg drop. Kane gets the tag again and chokes the Wolf overhead. Al Snow smacks out Santo with a loaded glove, but the ref just doesn't care. The Unabomb connects on Wolfman as the Rock and Roll Express rush the ring, and Morton tells Al Snow, "Shut up or I'll smack you one." It was going nicely, and it's crazy fascinating to see what this big man can actually do. Another C. If he continues like this, he might actually beat the Undertaker's grade. Match 9, Bluegrass Brawl, Coal Miners Glove match for the SMW Tag Team titles. The challengers, the dynamic duo versus the champions, the Rock and Roll Express. I've never watched a Coal Miners Glove match before, and the rules aren't explained, so I guess the Hawk has to figure it out for himself. Unabomb doesn't wrestle much in the starting period. He eventually shoulder tackles Morton whilst looking like Psycho Sid. He decides to do a muscle pose, which is bad timing as the Rock and Roll Express double team him and hit double elbows. Okay, so it seems to essentially be a pole match, but Russo wasn't in damn Smoky wrestling at the time. There's some miscommunication now and Snow smashes into the bomber. He looks mad like he's going to do something, but he doesn't. Then moments later he almost boots Snow off the apron and the bomb has his legs swept out. Snow accidentally splashes him too whilst trying to break up the pin. Kane has had enough now and he backs Snow into the corner. Bomb teases a smack for a while with the whole building stamping their feet in unison. They want to see it, but instead they end up hugging it out. Unabomb causes a distraction so Snow can use a chair on Ricky Morton. This beating goes on for a while on the outside with Unabomb just walking around in the ring like a moron. Finally, Snow superplexes Morton and Unabomb punctuates that with a diving splash from the top. It's strange that they hardly acknowledge a man of Kane's size flying around. Snow does a frog splash and makes the cover. The ref counts 1 when Snow remembers that it's actually a pole match. Someone needs to smack this referee square in the gut. Kane suddenly starts torturing Morton, stretching him out across his back. Morton escapes that and kicks Bomb in the slash zone. Ricky Morton still can't make the tag and the dynamic duo do a double hair takedown. Somehow Morton still prevents him from climbing. Unabomb decides to weaken him further with a butterfly suplex and then he tags out. Al Snow fails on getting the miner's glove down, but Morton is still stuck in there and Bomb leg drops him. Cool move now, although slightly botched, but I appreciate the effort. Snow tries to throw Morton into Kane's powerbomb, but Morton is able to monkey flip him back. The tag is finally made to Gibson. The match breaks down and Unabomb ends up climbing up with Morton on top of him. Morton retrieves the glove and he lightly swats at the bomb with it. Fists are flying and somehow Al Snow ends up covering Gibson. A fun match with an ending where I barely know what happened. But Kane and Al Snow are the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions. We got a bit of everything here. Character work, power moves and high flying too. Plus it's a rare Ring of the Hawk title win, so it's an A for the Big Red Machine. Kane and Al Snow beat Morton up so badly that they send him to hospital and even hold a mock funeral for him. It's hilarious with them putting Ricky Morton's ring gear into a coffin. I really wish Kane would get to speak. They even locked Gibson in the coffin. So many parallels were taken on Kane, even back in 1995, and Al Snow continuously brutalises the Rock and Roll Express on the microphone. He violates them.
Robert, you dummy, your mother wrote it in sign language. I can't read sign language that well.
Please, stop that. Show some respect.
Don't hurt Ricky Morton or my little anymore, please, sir. Who's he? Oh, that's right, that's you, Robert. That's what your mother used to call you because she couldn't talk. Ricky, you're so skinny they got to tie knots in your legs just so you have knees. And Robert Gibson, you're so cross-eyed when you cry, the tears run down your back. And as you can see, Ricky Morton was a closet transvestite.
Match 10, tag match, George South and Robert Gibson versus Al Snow and Unabomb. It's going badly for Snow until Unabomb takes a cheap shot. Together they hit a double punch to the gut and a hair takedown. Unabomb hits George South with a back suplex and a leg drop. He keeps going and hits a scoop slam into Al Snow's frog splash. George South makes the tag but the ref doesn't see it. Gibson can take no more of this and he's hitting anything that moves. Unabomb lightly shoves the ref away and the match is thrown out. The dynamic duo are bad losers and they tease a spike piledriver until randomly Robert Gibson's girlfriend makes the save and Kane and Al Snow dump in their nappies of fear and run away from this little woman. It's an S. Kane spends the next month not really wrestling, instead he follows Al Snow around as he has a cage match and a scaffold match against Ricky Morton. Snow loses that match, but bizarrely, Kane and Al Snow hang Morton from the structure. It's like Kane and the Undertaker were supposed to be together. Also, Kane and Al Snow are affiliated with Jim Cornette and his militia faction. Match 11, SMW tag title match, the Wolfman and Lee Thomas versus the Dynamic Duo. It is a bit of a clunky start to this match. Kane eventually power press slams Thomas. The Wolfman gets the tag and he gets hit with a few of Kane's clotheslines. Unabomb hits a scoop slam and sort of bounces off the rope to hit an elbow drop. That's the Al Snow influence right there. The Dynamic Duo hit a double clothesline with added theatrics from Snow. Al Snow with a suplex now, straight into Unabomb hitting a slingshot splash and that's the 3. An unexpected ending right there, it's a C. Match 12, SMW tag title match. Apologies for the quality of this one, you'll get the abridged smack to the gut for this. Al Snow and Unabomb defend against the Rock and Roll Express. Probably a good thing that this match has bad quality because it only goes a few minutes before it's thrown out for DQ, because everyone refuses to get out of the ring. It's an S. Match 13, SMW tag title match. The champions Al Snow and the Demon of Destruction Unabomb versus the Thugs, Tracy Smothers and the Dirty White Boy. Unabomb misses an early elbow drop and gets hit with a spinning heel kick by Smothers. Unabomb powers out the pin and tags are made. Al Snow gets dominated for a while until Kane gets involved and he holds Smothers still so Snow can crossbody out of the ring. Snow returns the favour by dropping Smothers over the rope so Kane can hit a springboard leg drop. What on earth is going on here? Kane, the high flyer. I actually think we see him fly more often than powering guys about. Talking of power though, Unabomb decides to choke bomb Smothers. They keep winning with a double clothesline. Now the Dynamic Duo do a dynamic poetry in motion. This is pure dominance. They try another poetry in motion but this one misses and Tracy crawls through Kane's legs to make the tag. The Dirty White Boy smashes the duo's heads together. They think they've got him but he dodges a Snow superkick and Kane takes all of that. White Boy big boots Snow into Smothers roll up and that's how it ends. The Dynamic Duo have lost the tag belts. Seems a bit strange that it didn't end to the Rock and Roll Express, especially considering their tag feud actually continues after this match. Mostly on house shows, but it is what it is. A fun match where I wish Kane could have used his size a bit more. Another C. Match 14, tag match. Okay, it's Matt Hardy and Jerry Abbs, the North Carolina crew, and they're taking on the Dynamic Duo. This run truly has a bit of everything and I'm really enjoying it. The Demon of Destruction finally gets to the power game with a power slam to Jerry Abbs, which doesn't get the JOB dub. Matt Hardy has the tag. Unabomb catches his dropkick and catapults him into the turnbuckles. Snow and Unabomb beat Hardy with a clothesline bridging German suplex. Hardy's tights tell us that he's high. There really is some pretty revolutionary stuff happening here. Most big men were a bit boring in the ring back then, but Unabomb is never boring. It's yet another C from the Hawk. I just wish we could have that one match where he really gets to show off his full range of moves. And then suddenly things take an interesting turn.
The Unabomb. Am I to understand that this fine athlete is undefeated, and your affiliation with James E. Cornette will cost you more than a win or a loss?
Okay, well if you've stuck around for this long in the video, you're apparently about to get rewarded with a real jab to the jaw. Match 15, Smoky Mountain Super Bowl of Wrestling, Unabomb versus The Undertaker. Wow, who expected this match to be part of this run? This is great. Paul Bearer is also here, who'd be another big part of Kane's future. Taker towers over Kane as they stand face to face. The Undertaker quickly throws him to the mat. He grabs Unabomb's arm and goes for a walk with the old school. Unabomb manages to turn the match around with a knee to the gut and he hits a suplex. Taker isn't hurt though. The Bomb clotheslines him out of the ring where Taker cutters him back across the ropes. The match continues with Unabomb dropkicks sliding Taker out of the ring. Al Snow takes some cheap shots. The Dead Man looks to set Unabomb up for something on the pole, but misses. The Big Red Machine throws him into the Timekeeper's table. He brings Taker back to the ring with a slingshot guillotine leg drop. Paul Bearer starts leading a rest in peace chant. Kane gets a 2 off an elbow drop. The Dead Man now wakes up and he smacks Unabomb down. He splashes Kane in the corner, but Kane telegraphs his next move and he eventually powerbombs the Taker to the mat. That one looks a bit scary for a second there. Imagine if he had dropped him. We would have seen the end of 2 careers in just one night. Taker still isn't done though and he hits a flying clothesline. Unabomb eats a choke slam, but he's back up quickly and he shouldn't have bothered getting up as Taker quickly hits him with a tombstone piledriver to make Unabomb's undefeated streak rest in peace. A hell of a lot of fun, but I just wish there could have been some more near falls. It's a B from the Hawk. Match 16, final match. 6-on-1 handicap gauntlet match. Brad Armstrong versus the Militia. Unabomb's the second man in after Al Snow is beaten. Not a great deal happens until Unabomb jumps off the middle rope to hit a leg drop. He hits the big slam too, but misses his elbow drop. Armstrong makes his comeback and he hits a dropkick to knock Unabomb down. Kane is thrown into Buddy Landell and Armstrong has just beaten Kane with a simple Russian leg sweep. Wow, what a fall from grace. It's an S, game over. Cornette's team do end up winning that match, but it was just a bit of a disappointed end to the video, not the ideal way to end it. Just a month after this, Kane and Al Snow would both sign with the WWF, who had obviously been working closely with Smoky Mountain Wrestling and knew all about them. Unfortunately for Kane, he would be given the dentist gimmick of Isaac Yankum, and that one would also qualify for Ring of the Hawk under Bridgewater Bay Battle Royal rules. A pretty fun run, which really demonstrated why I started doing Ring of the Hawk in the first place. This run was perfect for it. We got to see a famous world champion wrestler in a gimmick that we didn't know much about, having matches we haven't really seen before and forming alliances and tag teams that we didn't know about. I still get surprised when Kane does something athletic, even though it's very well documented that this dude could fly. Now all of that being said, this was not the perfect run. Kane didn't speak for this entire run. Al Snow actually overshadowed him both on the mic and in the ring. The Unabomb was never truly that unstoppable force that I wanted him to be. So we've got to shove the Unabomber a grade for Ring of the Hawk Season 6. Let's be honest, the potential is clear to see, and I'm not passing up on a guy this big and this athletic. And guess what, Dead Man? I think Kane has your hardcore title run beat. Kane as the Unabomber gets a B and he's topping the table so far, and if you don't agree with that, who cares, you're a nobody, not a star.